this trip in Israel, we're gonna do first thing. First thing you see here is the city wall. I actually walked up to it and touched it a few times. It's actually, ancient city wall. It goes back to like the 1st century, so it's quite a big thing to see. It's so thick. I mean, that's the real thing, is you could drive cars on top of it. The cool thing about it also is at night they actually light it up. I actually did, when I was walking out at night, did see it all lit up, but I thought I'd get pictures on the way back, and on my way back they had turned off the lights. Well, live and learn. Now, here, back at the Western Wall, this was an actual special trip, because this day was where we actually went underneath in the wall. So you walk into this thing, you walk down into these caverns where they're excavating, and you can see the wall itself, like underground, where they're excavating underneath parts of the old city. And they'll tell you all about what they're finding and all this stuff, 1st century, even BC stuff, all into it. The interesting thing about this shot is not that the shot exists, is that it shows how much further down it goes. It goes down stories after stories after stories, because again, Jerusalem is built on top of the ashes of other cities. I mean, here's another shot where it actually goes down and down and down. They are excavating and kind of digging down and trying to look out what's beneath the city and trying to discover more and more and more. But the interesting thing is that they actually don't do any kind of pest control in Jerusalem. They just have a lot of cats walking around to catch mice and to catch rats, because they don't want to pour rat poison or anything like that, because they're afraid that the rats or the rat poison might actually obscure some hieroglyphs or any kind of art that might be further down. And you can just see how massive the wall is and how much time it took to actually do this. It's an amazing feat of engineering of the day. It can get a little cramped, so the claustrophobic people need to watch out. But as for it is just amazing how far you can go down. And even at the real bottom, at the real kind of tail end of it, there's kind of an artificial lake, which made Jerusalem a lot harder to seize because they had their own independent water source. Even though it does rain more than you think. Everyone thinks of it as a desert. It's not a desert. And of course here is an obligatory place where I just climbed a tower. It was a spire of a church where basically all you do is you get a great view of the city. And that's really all I can give here. Again, just more pictures of the city, because this was my goodbye. Yeah, I saw it, and just to give a view out, and hopefully everyone enjoys this, and it was on to another destination after this. Here I am at the top, overlooking Jerusalem, and all I have to say is those stairs are damn tight. They're about a shoulder width length across for myself.
But as you can see, Jerusalem with the fog and the rain and the or and the e and the ooh ah. Whew, what else is here?